Hi guys, it's Mrs. C here with Cycle 3 Week 11. Can you believe it? One more week and we are ready for fall break. I'm going to jump right in with geography like I usually do for class. So for geography this week we had moved on to mountain ranges. We've learned all of our states. And I need to correct myself because I mistaught in class today about where the Allegheny Mountains were. I had listened to a song and thought that I was correct in where I put them, but I wasn't. I saw a post on Facebook today in the tutor group about where the Allegheny Mountains actually are. It's really hard to tell on the map. And I got on the app and looked on Google and confirmed it. So I'm going to show you guys just in case you are as confused as I were because there's a ton of mountains on here and I guess they all aren't specific to ranges. So you have your White Mountains and they go from New York to Connecticut. Then you have your Green Mountains that go from Vermont to Connecticut. Then you have your Adirondack Mountains and they are just this clump in New York. And the Allegheny Mountains actually start in kind of the south of Pennsylvania and run down through West Virginia. I saw somebody say that they live in Virginia and there's some Allegheny Mountains there too, but this is what looks like the triangles that are highlighted on the CC app. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to send this out to my parents to correct myself, but that's the Allegheny Mountains. So the song that I used was CC Happy Mom, but I'm going to change the end words now with this new information. So again, CC Happy Mom, you can look her up here on YouTube. She's amazing. She has songs for all the geography and she's just phenomenal. So her song is to the tune of She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. And so you say, Appalachian Mountains find New England, White Mountains from New York to Connecticut, Green Mountains drop from Vermont, Adirondack Mountains, New York, Allegheny Mountains, Pennsylvania. And because she thought what I thought, which is that this section that went up into New York or the Allegheny Mountains, she says, and New York, but I'm going to change it and say, in West Virginia. So there we go. That's what we did for geography. We found them, sang it several times, let them erase, point, all that jazz. So that was geography. Then we went on to math. For math, we had our cubes this week. And I call it my Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean because that's what I learned to do it. But as you sing down through the numbers, you have certain ones that are circled. And you start sitting. And when you sing a circled number, you stand up. You stay standing and you keep singing until you hit another circled number and then you sit down. So every circle number, you're either standing up or sitting down, depending on what position you were in. And you just sing all the way through. And then usually I go back through and circle a few more. So we stand up and we sit down as we hit the numbers. And then at the very end, I circle all of them. So we're up and down and up and down and up and down. And I like to ask them if they think we're going to be standing or sitting at the end. So that was math. And then we went on to, timeline. I hid my cards around the room. I know it probably maybe seems like I do that a lot or it gets a little old, but they love it. In fact, they came in today and one of them conspiratorially whispered to me, were your cards bad? Because I think they ran away again. And I was like, yeah, they were. So I'll just show you the hand motions for that. I will say, because some people have asked, when I hide them around the room, basically I hide them. They're not hidden really hard because the point isn't that they're so hard that they can't find them. And I'll tell them my cards have ran away. And I happen to have 7 kids in my class. There are 7 cards. So the rule is they find one and they come sit down. So I will sing it through the timeline song a few times while they're finding all the cards. Again, I don't want them hid so hard that they can't find them. I want them to find them pretty quickly and come sit back down. But I will sing it through a few times. When they get seated back down, I will sing the song and collect the cards in order. And I'll maybe do the first 3 cards, show them the hand motions, then go back over those 3 and then continue on and do the last 4 and do the hand motions for those. And then we'll do it all the way through. So that's kind of how this goes. So our hand motions are Norman Conquest. So we're going to bring our right hand down over our left hand, kind of like it's conquering it and holding it down. And then feudalism is the different levels of people. So you had your peasants, your serfs, and your knights, and your lords, and your kings. So we're going to show all the different levels. Then we had the Crusades. We're going to make a cross, and we're just going to carry that straight forward because they were going off to fight the holy wars. Zimbabwe actually means like separated or walled off. So we're going to make, this is a B, but we're going to face it towards us and bring them together and then kind of just draw like we're doing a wall of ourselves. And then we have early Mali. We're going to cross 3 fingers over our thumb for an M. So this is for Mali. And then we're going to make our sign for gold because, I don't know, we seem to do this all the time for Africa. And I don't know if it's just because they were all rich civilizations or they just had a lot of gold or what, but that's the sign. Aztecs of Mesoamerica, they made pyramids. So we're going to take our fingers and just outline the shape of a triangle. So we're going to go down and out and in. Then Francis of Assisi and Thomas Aquinas, we're going to make an F. And since it's sung fast, we just do an F for Francis and a T for Thomas. And if you guys happen to watch the last time I did cycle 3, you'll be proud of me because I've learned to say Francis of Assisi and Thomas Aquinas without singing it. Then we have Japan's Shogun. So we're going to take this hand and you're going to put it down on your hip. Use your other hand and like you're pulling out a sword. So I'm going to hold this up. So just take your hand like this and act like you're pulling out a sword and pointing it at someone. So in the picture, they actually have a sword sticking out if you want to point that out to the kids. So Japan's Shoguns. Then we have Incas of South America. Again, on the card, you'll see that there are mountains. So we're going to make kind of the mountain peaks, just kind of like this. And then we're going to pretend to climb up the mountains because there's some music and the peoples lived up in the mountains. So those are our hand motions for timeline for this week. For history, I did something that was maybe not quite a stick and sand. It was still very simple, but I try not to bring any printables or handouts really. But this week I found an Abraham Lincoln maze. I only printed enough for my class, and so I don't have one to show you because they all took them home. But if you look on Pinterest, you look up Abraham Lincoln maze, you'll see a silhouette of his head and hat with a fairly simple maze. I didn't want anything too hard. I didn't want anybody getting frustrated. And so what we did is we read through the sentence and then I handed them their mazes and then I tried to sing, realized that I wasn't singing it correctly, and then played the song for them. I get so confused with all these songs sometimes and they're just changed slightly. The tunes are just changed slightly from the last time, or they all start within whatever year. So I played the song for them a few times while they worked on their mazes. And then because they asked me to do it, I read through the sentence and replaced the important words with silly words. So, but the mazes were really nice. They were actually very quiet and listened to the song. And they were pretty able to point out the wrong words that I said and actually knew all the right words this time. So that was really good. Then we did English and we did Duck, Duck, Goose again. They love Duck, Duck, Goose. It works really well. They all chant with me. They participate, which is great because sometimes with some of these, like you try something and they just don't get it at all. So I know I've done that for the past few weeks, but they love it. And I'm probably going to continue to do it because they love it and they say all of them. So when I do Duck, Duck, Goose, basically we sit in a circle, we tap heads, and we say whatever the tense is as we're saying it. So we say to set, set, sets, set, setting, set. And whoever head they land on for the last one jumps up, runs around, they take that person's spot, and then it's that person's turn. And then they go around. We don't do the whole like sit in the middle, anybody out kind of thing. It's just up and run around, and then the next person goes. So that was English. Latin, I did my sticks again. I hope it doesn't seem too repetitive or like I'm not giving it my all here, but they love the sticks. They get a different stick every time, so it's different for them every time. And I always make sure to whine and complain about who's going to have the one with hopping or who's going to have the one that makes me jog in place, because I pretend I'm so tired. So they think it's funny if they get that one. And that was it. That was all for today. Oh, no, science. Hello. Science is my favorite. So for science today, again, something a little extra, not something you have to do. But I did this last time and it just really stuck with me. And so I thought it'd be fun to do it again. I have my tube from my shop vac. How's that for ingenuity for you? And then I have marbles, and you can see the little swirlies in the marbles. So what I did is I had 2 kids come up and we said, what is the endocrine system? And the endocrine system consists of, and I had 2 kids, so they were glands and organs. The marbles were our hormones, and inside the swirly part was the messages. This was my bloodstream, so they would send messages through the bloodstream. Here, come out on the floor. Into the rest of the body, and the rest of the kids would be there to get the marbles and pick them up. And then if they caught a marble, then it'd be their turn to come up and be the glands and the organs, and whoever was the glands and the organs came to the other end to be the rest of the body. So every time before they dropped their marble, we would say, with the whole thing, glands and organs, they would drop their hormones with messages through the bloodstream to the rest of the body. So we did that several times. Everybody got a chance to be glands and organs or rest of the body. And they thought it was really fun. And I would make a rule, if you do it, that the marbles have to stay in their hands. They can't be rolling around on the floor. We don't want any crazy messages going off in our body. So that was science. For art today, we did the Inside the Lines lessons. You can find those at insidethelineslessons.com. She's amazing. She has all of the CC art. She's fantastic. It's exactly what to do for each age. Excuse me. And so we did the Washington Monument for perspective, printed off this picture. She even has a warm-up printable that you can put out, but that's what we did today, and it was awesome. The kids did great with it. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. One more week, week 12, then winter break, and then I'll see you back next year. Let's hope 21 is better than 2020, right? Anyway, hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.